Hey guys, this is Max and MaksWerks here, and this is kind of going to be my first actual vlog that's kind of, you know, just for me, just me riding around talking about stuff I think is important. So first of all, I guess before we even get started, and we're sitting here in traffic, before we even get started, I want to, you know, throw a big shout out to Chase on Two Wheels, Jake the Garden Snake, and some of the other guys. You'll find the links popping up in your video right now. The guys that kind of inspired this, kind of helped me develop a lot of this stuff. It's really a shame. I always kind of wanted to meet Jake. I used to watch your videos when I lived up in Dallas, and I just never managed to find a way to reach out to you through the motorcycle community. But you know, I like the work you're doing. You know, I hope your leg starts feeling better, and maybe sometime you can come down here to Austin, and I can show you some twisty roads, so you don't have to be limited to 3 turns in a 1 mile stretch and call that the greatest road in Texas. But this is just kind of for me, just kind of last couple weeks updates. If you guys check out the site www.makswerks.com, you'll see I got the blog up to date. We got the VFR done, and so you can go on there and read about how to take a bike from basically that has sat for 8 years and bring it back to new. Like, come on, man, you have a protected lane. And I got a bunch of other stuff done, bunch of reviews done, so check them out and see what you like. I updated the eBay store and the motorcycles for sale section. Managing my own store on Tomato Cart was kind of a pain, and I didn't feel like it probably made enough traffic on its own to be justified. And so I just kind of went and got an eBay tool that basically just embeds all my eBay. And that's it's a beautiful part of the country, and there's a cop. And there's a lot of cops, and somebody done something bad, man. They got, like, what is that, 4 cop cars? What are they doing? Maybe 5 cop cars? 1, 2, 3? No, 4 cop cars. Well, we'll slow down and let them roll through. That's not even oh, whoa, we got like a standoff, lost child situation going on or something. That's a lot of cops. But anyway, the other thing is, you can see I'm wearing gear. I do normally wear gear, but last couple of videos I made, I wasn't wearing gear. My dad yelled at me. He's like, "Why don't you wear your gear?" And I was like, "It's a good point. I don't know why. I'm sorry." But it was a lot more angry and Russian and mustache-like because it was coming from him. Some Lord of the Rings type shit. You look around some of this North Austin area, you know, if it wasn't 100 degrees outside, you could be in New Zealand right now, and there could be little hobbits running around these woods and stuff. And this, speaking of this area, actually, my mortgage lady is over here somewhere. So I've been looking at maybe buying a house here in Austin. And for those of you who have never purchased a house, it's really a lot more intensive than I had originally planned for it to be. I figured buying a house was kind of like buying a motorcycle to just cost more money, you know, and like I've never gotten a loan for everything. Everything I've always done is cash, and I mean, you know, I carry credit cards and stuff, but I don't carry any credit. And somebody on a motard. We're gonna talk about those in a second, but like I figured I would just go to the bank and they'd be like, "Ooh, you look trustworthy," and I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm trustworthy," and then they'd just be like, "Here's some money, go crazy." But it's really not like that. It's they have checks and regulations, and I have this weird sneaky suspicion that, like, for me there are checks and regulations. If I told them I was like a hedge fund manager or something and all my money was made up anyway, they would have just given it to me. But you know, that's kind of neither here nor there. So I got the mortgage lady, and she's doing mortgage stuff for me and trying to figure out how much. I mean, it's not even a matter of how much I can afford. It all comes down to how much I can put up for the down payment, because that seems to be the biggest issue. Fun times. I believe this goes down through the gulch or whatever. So. Try not to die. Flood gauge. Yeah, that's not that important right now this time of year. So let's talk about motards. Every time I watch one of Jake's videos, I'm like, I want a goddamn motard. And actually, I've been wanting the motard for a long time. Like look at this. Like, this doesn't even seem like it would be a road. We're just like somewhere we're not supposed to be, but whatever. So motards, I want a motard. But at the same time, paying like $6,000 for what is basically a WR450 with fancy rims is painful. I am having all kinds of trouble dealing with that, you know, emotionally, you could say. So I might end up kind of building my own. There was a guy in Houston that had an SM610, which is actually a purpose-built supermoto. It's a little heavier than the WRs and stuff, but it's also a little bit more stable. But unfortunately, it sold before I get my hands on it. But if you've never been to govliquidation.com, check it out, because you can buy all kinds of strange stuff on there. The government is just like, oh yeah, we're gonna auction this off, and some stuff that you see, you're like, oh, I'd pay $50 for this, and then it somehow auctions off for like $1,000. And then there's other stuff like I got a Snap-on toolbox. Actually, I got three Snap-on. Well, I got 3 toolboxes, 2 of which were Snap-on, 1 of which is a Kennedy box. And one of the Snap-on boxes was actually full of tools, full of Snap-on tools. You know, drivers and ratchets and some machining stuff, a lot of like little dials and indicators, and stuff that I don't really even have a use for. But, you know, I paid $300 for 2 Snap-on toolboxes and a Kennedy machinist box. You know, and I sold one of the toolboxes for $200, and now I'm going to sell the other Kennedy box for $200, and so I would have basically made $100 and got a Snap-on toolbox full of tools. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty awesome. So anyway, I went on government liquidations and accidentally bid on way too many items, and ended up having to drive up to Fort Worth to pick them up, and they're all these industrial grade power supplies, and that's really nice. The guy let me over, and I wasn't even running him down or anything. He just moved. That was really nice. Anyway, so I got all these DC power supplies, and they weigh about 50 pounds a piece, and I got like 30 of them. So I load them up in the back of the truck, right? And the truck settles down. It's like, whoa, nearly. And then and I get to my parents' house, and I was gonna, you know, spend the night and maybe throw a tarp over it or something, not really caring. But then it turns out there was supposed to be rain between Dallas and Austin, and it was like moving my way. So I had to move 2,000 pounds worth of stuff out of my bed into the cab of the truck, which thankfully just barely all fit. But the truck was so scary to drive, because like in no situation is there 2,000 pounds worth of stuff in the cab. Like, it's not designed for that, because even 4 fat people is like 1,000 pounds tops, and this was double that. So I was like, it was a really scary drive back down here to Austin, but I got all the stuff unloaded today and tested, and that was awesome, and it all worked, which is cool, except for one thing. One thing had a broken display, but you know, I mean, at some point, because like the thing is, I paid between $40 and $100 for these things, and they're worth like $350, $400 shipped, and yeah, they're gonna cost me $30 or $40 to ship, but I mean, you're still talking about, you know, $200 premium on each item, you know, if I can manage to get them all sold. So that still remains to be seen, but I got them listed up on eBay. So actually, if you go to my website, you'll probably see them in the eBay store or whatever. And my God, this is like a tunnel of trees. I haven't been on this road in years, because I could never really find it. When I lived in South Austin, it was way too far to drive up here just for this. But I'm really kind of feeling stupid, because I've lived up here for like 6 months now, and I wonder who lives up there. I would love to live up there. But I haven't been out here, and I feel kind of dumb, because I feel like I should have been, because I mean, this is literally around the corner from my apartment. Okay, and you know, if you like them, please subscribe. Oh, here we go. That's the big bump. You can tell a lot of people lost their oil pans and stuff there. That's ouch. But this is probably gonna just about do it for this week. But I'm gonna keep you guys up to date and stuff that's going on. So yeah, the plan is to do these things once a week, maybe release like a 10 or 12 minute video once a week, kind of cut down, just to let you guys know what's going on with me, what's going on with the company, and check out some awesome roads here in Austin. And you know, I hope everybody stays safe, rides safe,